Hey everyone, it's Rick with Zony Adventures. On a recent trip across southern Utah, going between Capitol Reef National Park and Arches National Park, I had the chance to stop at Goblin Valley State Park in Utah, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. The park is slightly off the beaten path with plenty to do on the way coming or going. Goblin Valley State Park is in southeastern Utah on the edge of the San Rafael Swell. The unusual stone shapes in Goblin Valley result from the weathering of sandstone, which was deposited in the Jurassic period around 170 million years ago. Of course, I always associate the Jurassic and later Cretaceous period with dinosaurs, which were around in the early days of the state park forming. On the drive up from Hanksville, Utah, we passed some cool buttes along the side of Highway 24 before hitting the turnoff for the park, which is another 6 or 7 miles down the road. On the roads leading up to the park, we encountered a small herd of pronghorn antelope, which were slowly walking across the road, but are the fastest land animal in North America. Now, the park was $20 a car to get in and offers quite a bit given how remote this place is. They have a campground and yurts that can be reserved in advance, mountain bike trails, a disc golf course, nearby slot canyons, and Wi-Fi at the ranger station, which is notable as you probably won't have service out here anywhere else. The visitor center sells the usual fare and has a cool relief map of the area to give you an idea of the size of the park, which is surprisingly small. Once you drive towards the main attraction of the park, you start to see some of the goblins in the distance. You may have more commonly heard of these referred to as hoodoos in other places, such as Bryce Canyon National Park and Chiricahua National Park. At the main parking area, you have the typical interpretive signs to tell you about the area, restrooms, and a large picnic ramada with room for a big group. I was surprised to find that they allow drones in the park by permit and even have a launching pad for them, which is in contrast to the long-standing rules against drones in national parks. Now, as you walk around the park, you notice that a lot of the goblins are no more than eye level, while others are part of hillsides over 100 feet high. The park is broken up into 3 sections and has some designated trails. However, you are not required to hike on the designated trails and are encouraged to wander around among the hoodoos. The park allows you to touch the hoodoos, though it asks that you don't touch or climb on any of the delicate ones. You may recall a decade ago when a couple of guys were on a video knocking over one intentionally, and it didn't end well for them as they were both ultimately arraigned on criminal mischief charges. There are 3 different valleys you can wander through, though you may find that you've had your fill after cruising just the first of these. The hoodoos themselves take on some amazing shapes, many of which resemble mushrooms. As the less dense sandstone wears away from the rain and wind, it leaves these caps of denser sandstone behind, forming the mushroom caps. The park has frequent weekend events for visitors to the park, many of which focus on the fact that the park has very little light pollution, with the nearest major light source being over 10 miles away. Some include ranger talks and even include events where telescopes are set up for public viewing. Make sure and check out their website before you visit. I'll put a link down below to the park where you can see the upcoming events. Now, Goblin Valley first made it on our modern maps in the late 1920s that is. Arthur Chafin, who owned Height Ferry, was searching for an alternative route between Green River and Caneville, about a mile west of the current park, and could see it in the distance. Years later, in 1949, Chafin returned to what he called Mushroom Valley and spent several days exploring and photographing it. The area was officially acquired by the state of Utah in 1964 and designated a state park. Another notable event in the park was the filming of the movie Galaxy Quest in 1991, when Alan Rickman and Sigourney Weaver landed in order to pick up a necessary item for their journey. I'll leave a link below in the description to that very scene. Now, the park's open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year, and as mentioned prior, it has a campground adjacent to it, but try and book in advance. Outside of the park, there's lots of BLM land for you to take advantage of as well. Not far away, just a short drive actually, is a slot canyon that could be easily grouped into the same day's adventures called Little Wild Horse Canyon. It's also not far away to Factory Butte area that you've probably seen in pictures or videos of southern Utah. If you're working your way between Capitol Reef and Arches like we were, make sure and stop in Hanksville and have a look around the Hollow Mountain gas station and gift shop, as it's built right into a sandstone mountain. If you enjoy visiting ancient petroglyph sites, make sure and look up the Sego Canyon petroglyphs and the Black Dragon pictographs while you're in the area. Yep, there's a difference. A pictograph is when pigments are used to paint a picture, while a petroglyph is where the darker rock varnish is chipped away to reveal the lighter material behind it. Maybe my favorite thing about this part of Utah is the San Rafael Swell, and more specifically, the San Rafael Reef that surrounds it. As you drive on Highway 24, that curved rock mountain you see to the west in a long skirt bending into the distance is the reef surrounding the swell. I'm saving that for another video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy learning about some of the most incredible places in the Southwest, please like and subscribe for future videos. Thank you very much.